in a land far away from Mecca. Specifically in the heart of Yemen, there stood a man with ambition that burned like a flame, known as Abraha the Ashram. Abraha ascended the throne of Yemen and soon found himself, desiring to strip Mecca of its sacred status, that city to which the Arabs flocked from all directions. This was not a new dream for him. He would sit in his palace every day, drawing with his eyes a M. "We shall take everything from them, and we shall make Sana'a the new center of the Arabs and the destination of the pilgrims." Abraha whispered to himself with those words, then stood up and announced his mighty plan to his soldiers, a plan that would not be complete without a massive elephant, which symbolized for him the power that woe. On a fateful day, Abraha's army set out on its long journey towards Mecca, led by the elephant equipped with power. The soldiers' eyes were filled with questions and fear. No one knew the end of this journey. When news of Abraha's army reached the people of Mecca, a deep fear spread among them, a fear they had never known before. Mecca was a simple city, sitting quietly under the sky, without an army or strength to defend itself. The leaders of Quraysh gathered under the arcades of the Kaaba, and worry was etched on their faces. Everyone looked to Abdul Muttalib, the chief of Quraysh, waiting for his wise words. Abdul Muttalib, in a calm yet confident voice, "Indeed, the house has a Lord who will protect it," as if drawing strength from it, and prayed to God to protect his house. Then he made a courageous decision. "We shall leave Mecca, and we will not fight Abraha's army. I have entrusted my affairs to God, and we shall see how matters will change." The people of Mecca left, heading to the surrounding mountains, watching the city from afar while praying earnestly. On the following morning, Abraha's army prepared to advance towards the Kaaba, their eyes shining with challenge. But something strange happened. The elephant stopped moving, as if they saw something deterring them, and the soldiers tried to push the elephant to continue, but it remained frozen in place, unable to move forward. Suddenly, birds appeared in the sky, birds that the Arabs had never seen before. They flew in perfect formation, each carrying small black stones in its claws, as if these were gifts of death for the invading army. The birds approached Abraha's army and began to drop the stones over their heads. "Soldier," screaming in terror, "look at the sky, it's raining stones of baked clay." "We are doomed." The army turned into a chaotic mass. With every stone that fell, the soldiers dropped one by one. Abraha, who stood watching the scene in astonishment, realized that the Kaaba was protected by an unseen power, a power that no one could stand against. The army was defeated, and Abraha became just a name in the annals of oblivion. In the same year that Mecca witnessed this miracle, a new light emerged in one of its homes. Amina bint Wahb lived in a humble house. Something strange. She felt that the entire universe was celebrating with her. And when Muhammad, son of Abdullah, was born, light radiated from her eyes, illuminating the whole room. "I saw a light emanating from me, illuminating the world around me," Amina whispered as she looked at her newborn son, with no doubt in her heart that this child was different, that he was destined for greatness, and that he would change the course of history. Muhammad, peace be upon him, grew up an orphan as his father passed. But his mother also passed when he was still a child. His grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, took him in and cared for him. Abdul Muttalib saw in Muhammad an extraordinary light, a light that made the Quraysh speak of him in every gathering. Abdul Muttalib speaking to his people, "This boy has a great destiny, a fate written for him to be a symbol, though none of us can know how. The world would change because of him." Muhammad, peace be upon him, grew up under the care of his grandfather, surrounded by people's love and respect. Little did he know that he carried a message that would illuminate the world's darkness, that he would become the prophet of humanity. This is the beginning of the story of light, the beginning of the journey of Muhammad, peace be upon him, who came to change history, and how the message began to shine, lighting the paths of humanity.